Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2012 Royal Oak Memorial Day Parade. My name is Andy Aubrey, and I'll be your host today for this great event. We're in downtown Royal Oak, and thousands have lined the streets to help celebrate Memorial Day, which is a day where we celebrate and honor those who have fallen, as well as those serving around the world for our freedoms. Our weather's cooperating. We're looking forward to a great parade, and if you'll stay with us, we'll be back to bring it all to you in just a moment. Thank you.
Shell shock, psychoneuroses, battle fatigue, PTSD. So far as combat is concerned, I think the stress is going to be the same in any kind of a war.
I think it takes strength to recognize that you need help and to get the help.
Ask your squad leader, platoon sergeant for help. You get shot up, you don't hesitate about going for treatment. A lot of times you can be wounded in your mind. There's nothing wrong by bringing that to other people's attention and asking for help.
At socialsecurity.gov, you can apply for retirement, disability, or Medicare from your own home.
Chekhov applied in his pajamas.
America, meet Greg Anderson, served 2 tours in Afghanistan, Bronze Star and Purple Heart recipient, and unemployed. The unemployment rate among transitioning service members is unacceptably high, much higher than the general population. Veterans are a proven commodity. They're mature, reliable, and hardworking, and they deserve a chance to get back to work after serving their country. If you really want to honor a veteran? Hire one. Go to legion.org/honor-veterans to find out how you can help.
Welcome back to WROK's televised broadcast of the 2012 Memorial Day Parade. And we're going to get this show started with our traditional beginning, which is the Royal Oak Police Vehicles and Fire Department. Of course, Royal Oak's finest, helmed by Chief Corey Donahue. And the Chief is out there today, waving, shaking hands. Of course, the Royal Oak Police Department, a mainstay for these solemn events, and reflects the gratitude of our community has for our veterans, past and present. Following is Royal Oak Fire Department Chief Chuck Thomas, of course. Some of the beautiful equipment that we have here, putting out the fires. Could have used that to trim a little tree in my backyard the other day. Behind them, of course, is the Dare car from Oakland County Sheriff's Department. Sheriff Mike Bouchard will be coming into view here in a moment. Sheriff Bouchard's the 41st Sheriff of Oakland County, and today he's accompanied by the motorcycle unit, as well as members of the Marine unit and the Dare truck. Couple motorcycles. There's Sheriff Bouchard. There he is. Always a big favorite. He gets around a lot. I was speaking with him at my health club recently this week, getting prepared for today, and he Sheriff takes a moment to say hello. He's all over town. He goes to Madison Heights on Thursday, and he'll be in Beverly Hills later today. He does a total of 5 parades for Memorial Day each year, so he really gets out and about. And that's good. He's a man of the people, keeping us all safe, and we appreciate that. Following that Sheriff's Suburban is the Marine unit. You'll see come into view here in just a moment with one of their seaworthy vessels. And there's Mayor Jim Ellison, the good mayor. The people's mayor. Hi, Pat. How you been? Good to see you, Pat. Pat Capellish, one of our great public servants. We look forward to seeing Pat each year as well. They're taking their place on the days up here near our broadcast position. Commissioner Jim Reasoner as well. He's going to be up there. He's got family and friends, babies, strollers. And let's not forget the Poppy Queens. Of course. How could we? It's post 1669, the VFW, junior and senior Poppy Queens, waving their flags, showing their spirit, honoring Memorial Day. Behind them is the Acorn Post of the VFW. That's 1669 as well. And they are in one of the new Chevy Volt electric vehicles. That is not a Chevy Volt, however. That is the precursor to the Chevy Volt that you're seeing. An old Ford. And I'm not going to hazard a guess if we're talking Model T or Model A, but we don't want that many cars. And now here we come with the Jeep, and this is John Papageorge, our state senator, waving to the people. He's harnessed in. Don't fall out, Senator. It would be a mess, although we have plenty of police on site in case that does occur, but we don't want that to happen. Coming up next is the Royal Oak 253 American Legion Post and Auxiliary. They were founded in 1920 and is made up of military veterans from all branches of the military service. Members have served honorably in all of our country's branches from World War II to Afghanistan. They sponsor civic organizations such as baseball, Cub Scouts, more members of the American Legion, and they're getting a very fine, warm, and well-deserved response here from our assembled masses. And we honor all these gentlemen, many World War II veterans here. And incidentally, the number of U.S. Armed Forces who served in World War II from December 1st of 41 to the end of December in 46 was over 16 million. And the average length of active duty by U.S. military personnel during World War II was 33 months. Here we'll have the Royal Oak American Legion car. Frank Wendland, Post 253. They've been in our parade for many years now. Also in this car we have some Honor Flight members, and I don't know if many of you are familiar with the Honor Flight, but they sponsor trips to Washington, D.C. for many of our veterans, and it's just a wonderful program. There's the Freedom Riders. Also mainstays here in the Royal Oak Parade each year. Just a moment back on the Honor Flight, they've been sponsoring vets trips to Washington, D.C., and it's a great legacy, really, it is. It's wonderful for those gentlemen to get back to our nation's capital, and they have wonderful ceremonies honoring them there, and it's been going on for quite some time, and it's a great thing they do. Celtic Pipes and Drums of Michigan are also familiar to many of you as a part of many municipal parades, Memorial Day and otherwise. following them, the Celtic pipes and drums, we have this is the Canadian Legion. These are veterans from Canada. They're led by Gary Orban. And following them, we have the Daughters of the American, or the Disabled American Veterans, excuse me, also mainstays here. This is Chapter 19, the South Oakland chapter. And for more on them, go to www.davoakland.org. You know him as Navyman. They've got a band, a Navy Band of the Great Lakes. Let's give a listen. Behind them, we have the Kerr brothers. That's a 2002 Mustang, driven by David Kerr, and the Kerr family members were members of the Chippewa tribe of Sault Ste. Marie, and really need no introduction here at our parade. They're former grand marshals of this event. They've got their family following along. This is the 1930 Ford Model A. It's been in the Royal Oak Memorial Day Parade since the beginning, and George Jones at the wheel there. Followed up is the Scottish American Society of Michigan. We had the Royal Oak Women's Club pass us by. They're started picking up speed on me here a little bit, as parades are so frequently doing here in Royal Oak, but they seem to be coming at a nice pace. Royal Oak Memorial Society. They've been touring, honoring veterans since the 50s. The society has organized the memorial services on Memorial Day and Veterans Day for decades. And the society's president, Carol Hennessy, good friend of WROK, is the driving force behind the Memorial Day Parade and the service that follows. Here's our Grand Marshal. He's John Wendland. He's got a nice wave going. Good job, John. Following John's beautiful Cadillac Eldorado convertible is the Royal Oak Historical Society. Royal Oak is trendy, but Royal Oak is history. And that is one of the great things about living here in Royal Oak. We have a history, we have a past, but we also have a sort of a cutting edge vibe with some of the nightlife and some of the young people that move into the area. So we're very fortunate in that regard. The new blood is coming in and injecting new life into our community. But Royal Oak, as most of you know, really is a very historical place, and it goes back a long way. So next up, we have Adam Gray, World War II veteran. He's from the Navy. Next up, we have the bus for the Boys and Girls Clubs of Oakland and Macomb counties and Southeast Michigan in general. Also, you see the Royal Oak Optimist Club, the Optimist Group International. They're great community activists. And following the Boys and Girls Clubs is Jim Townsend, who's a state representative, putting that waving hand in into motion today, saying hi to the people. He's a man of the people, Jim is. Jim's wife, Jenny, and his 2 sons live in Royal Oak. Thanks for your service, Jim. And now we have, as well, probably one of the most time-honored traditions here in the Royal Oak Memorial Day Parade, and that is the appearance of the Levin brothers. Senators Carl Levin and his brother Sander have been here as long as I've been calling this parade, which goes way over a decade, probably closer to 15 years that we've had these two. And they were in St. Clair Shores yesterday, I do know that. And they're great. And I think Carl's got the Red Wing hat he had on yesterday too. They always wear Tiger hats, Red Wing hats. Inseparable. I've had the pleasure of interviewing one or both of those gentlemen on many occasions. They're heading over there to the stand, the dais, the dignitary trailer, if you will, and they're saying hi and shaking hands, and it's just great to see them out here again, as always. We got Marty Nolenberg here, who's also coming up behind the Levin brothers in the Camaro convertible. There's Bill Bullard Jr., County Clerk, Register of Deeds. We need all that. We need our deeds registered. Then we have more Royal Oak Women's Club members behind there, waving, waving, waving. And then behind them, we've got Jessica Cooper, Oakland County Prosecutor. She's represented by convertibles and attractive-looking people, dogs, flags, waving. There she is. Ms. Cooper is flipped for some T-shirts here, I see. She's got her people all decked out. Generations represented there. Next up, the Royal Oak football team carrying their Humongo U.S. flag. Hats off to the Ravens. They're led by varsity coach Roy Irish. Of course, as most of you know, Tondero is no more as a high school. They've made that the middle school now, and the school's high school here in Royal Oak are housed in what was formerly Kimball High, now known as Royal Oak High School. Changed their name to the Ravens, and there they are, supporting Memorial Day by showing their U.S. pride. You see a few of the faithful. We have a short break in the action. It's a beautiful day. It's supposed to be 90 today, but right now our temperatures are in the mid-70s, a light breeze. And in the distance, if you can hear it, we have the Royal Oak High School Band. They're proud to serve our community and honor our veterans today, as well as our fallen soldiers, by offering patriotic music. This band's been part of this parade for decades, and the Raven Marching Band members are deeply committed to service, and they're supported by an active booster organization and generous sponsorship from local Royal Oak businesses. Directed by David Jensen, they've got over 70 members. So let's take a moment and hear some music. sound great. Following the band, we have Pack 1631 from the United Methodist Church here in Royal Oak. It wouldn't be a parade without Cub Scouts, would it? And following the group from the Methodist Church will be the Cub Scouts from Pack 1634 from National Shrine of the Little Flower. Leader there is Phil Sobek. Phil Sobek and his family are founders of the Chicken Shack here in Royal Oak and have always been active members here in town. See some veterans in a Jeep there, as well as maybe an active serviceman. Following that, it's the 1607 chapter of Northwood Elementary here in Royal Oak. And next up, we have the Cub Scout Pack 1627 from here in Royal Oak as well. I believe that's Helen Keller Elementary, I'm going to say. And if so, it's led by Margot Billups. And following our Cub Scouts, what would this parade be without, you guessed it, Girl Scouts. Here they are, Northwood Elementary. These are kindergartner through 5th graders. Their leader is Andrea Bader. We have approximately 25 scouts there. Northwood again. Looks like a homemade banner, a great handprint American flag. Following them are the St. Mary Catholic School Girl Scouts and Daisies. Their leader is Chris Jankowski. As well, we've got Brownie Troop 40025 and the Daisy Troop 75246. And next up will be the Daisy Troop 70263. These girls are from Adams, Jane Addams Elementary. They are led by Leah Barnett. Daisies are primarily kindergartners, for those of you who did not know, like me, but I'm learning as I go here, and there they are now. I have some 1st graders there. And And following them, we've got the Oak Ridge Co-op Preschool. They are led by Deanne Grigg. They too have been in our parade for many years. Everyone doing just a wonderful job of waving here this morning. They've been practicing, you can tell. I think I'd want to ride, actually. That looks comfortable. But you see some of the children, young and old alike, out here enjoying our parade today. A beautiful day. We've been blessed with gorgeous weather out here. So many great community events here in Royal Oak. The Oak Apple Run will be coming up soon. And, of course, the Farmers Market. Don't forget about that. Next up, we have the Sussex Elementary Girl Scouts. They're from Troy, Michigan, joining us today. Next up, we have the Oak Ridge Elementary Girls. That's Troop 75029. I don't have a lot of last names here, but these girls are second graders, which are 7 and 8-year-olds from Oak Ridge Elementary, and their leaders are Janet and Pamela. We have girls Faith, Kendall, Corey, Kayla, Megan, Julie, and Kennedy. We have a short break in the action here, so we're going to take a quick break and send it off to a message, very important message. Come back right away, though. We've got more of the parade for you.
Life in the military is one of service and sacrifice. And for some, that sacrifice is more than many of us can imagine. Please join with the American Legion in recognizing and supporting our wounded warriors and their families. Let's not allow them to be forgotten and left to fend for themselves. They deserve more. Sometimes just thank you isn't enough. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out how you can help.
I'm Staff Sergeant Meg Krause. I was on active duty for 5 years. I was a medic, and we always say that when everybody else has to turn away and pull security, we have to turn around and face the damage. My psychological health, I didn't think it was an issue when I came home. But one of my soldiers actually said,
I think you might be suffering from PTSD.
I came back from Iraq and I had PTSD too, and that's how I know the symptoms of what Sergeant Krause is going through. You have to talk about it, because if you hold it in, your life just gets miserable.
The VA hospital did something that was really amazing, and that was give me the help I needed, exactly when I needed it, in a manner to make sense to me.
She's back to the way she was when I first got in the unit as far as being a very outstanding NCO. I think it takes strength in order to admit that you have an issue, but it also takes intuitiveness of a friend, a leader, a supervisor to pick up on the signal that the soldier is having issues and needs to seek professional help in the dealing with it.
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor, to a life of courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. always defended this nation and each other. They still do. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Welcome back to the 2002 or 2012. I think I've been doing it since 2002, actually the mid-90s, but this is the 2012 Memorial Day Parade here in downtown Royal Oak. We thank you for joining us. It's been a great day. We've got some more of the parade to bring to you. In fact, right now we're going to show you the Michigan Hibernian Rifles. This is Company D. They've been active in local affairs here for over 40 years. They are the Ancient Order of the Hibernians, led by Steve Zanetti. This group was originally formed in Ireland in 1500 to protect and serve. And I bet there's been a few beers drank on that bus. Following the Hibernians, we have the Knights of Columbus. They've been an active fraternal organization supporting Royal Oak Community Service since 1925. The city is supported by two councils, 2569 Bishop Gallagher, led by Grand Knight Ronald O'Connor, and 12408 National Shrine of the Little Flower, led by current Grand Knight Anthony Arecchia and Grand Knight-elect Norm Brault. Both councils are supported by 4th degree honor guard from Bishop Gallagher Assembly 482. And following the Knights of Columbus, we have the Ezra Parker Daughters of the American Revolution. They're a patriotic organization that promotes historic preservation and education through scholarships and awards and support our men and women in the military service. Marching today with us is the chapter regent, Joanne Galvin. The chapter was founded in 1927 and is named for Ezra Parker, a Revolutionary soldier buried in Royal Oak. Every member is a direct descendant of a soldier who served in the American Revolution. They have an active membership of 155 women. Most marchers are wearing authentic costumes. They were founded on November 17th, 1927. Next up, we have the BPOE Royal Oak Lodge 1523. This is one of the two members of the Drum Messengers. We should have had another one. Maybe he lost his buddy back in the parade. I'm not sure what happened there, but people love a good drum. I know that. It's the Union RE Auxiliary 2092 following them. Fraternal Order of Eagles, people helping people. They've been in Royal Oak for 86 years. The Eagles were involved in several charities. Today carrying the U.S. flag is past Worth President Roger Coddington. Carrying the banner is past Madam President Amelia Coddington. And the wreaths are worthy President Alex Viviano and Madam President Pat Doherty. Also included are officers and family members of the Union RE 2029 and Royal Oak Eagle Riders. Next up, we have the Royal Oak Crime Prevention Group with McGruff the Crime Dog. There he is. And I want to mention that there's going to be a crime prevention community dialogue on Wednesday, June 27th at Royal Oak Middle School from 6:30 to 8:30. It'll be moderated by Fox 2's Ron Savage. And we will be talking that night about support in the community and crime prevention efforts. Very important to us here in town, keeping the streets safe. There's the Royal Oak Chargers football team. And following the Chargers, we got the Wahoo Baseball Club of Royal Oak. 15 to 20 marchers here with us. They play rules of 1860 before the multi-billion-dollar contracts were the norm. Come watch the Wahoos play after the parade at Star J.C. Park this year. They're marching with their arch rivals. They're led by Terry Utley. Following the Wahoo Baseball Club, we've got the Royal Oak Middle School Marching Band. And we're going to listen to them right now. Here we go. They sound great, and the crowd goes wild. Following the Royal Oak Middle School Band, and we're wrapping this thing up quickly here, is the Royal Oak Department of Public Service Vehicles. And I could use that in my backyard to move some dirt around, I can tell you that. That's a beautiful machine, John Deere. But I do not believe that's John driving. I don't know where John Deere is these days. He's probably a very wealthy man, or at least his people are doing well if he invested wisely. Let's not forget the sewer division. You know, it may not be the prettiest part of Royal Oak Department of Public Services, but I don't know where you'd be without them. It'd be quite a mess, frankly. So they're performing valuable services. There's the Vactor 200 series vehicle. Oh, that's the 2100 series. Wow. And the Royal Oak Police bringing up the rear as they do, starting us off and finishing us off. Once again, of course, the Royal Oak Police Department, led by Chief Corey Donahue. And that is really going to do it for this year's event. I want to thank you very much for joining us here at the 2012 Royal Oak Memorial Day Parade. Again, my name is Andy Aubrey. And I want to take a moment to thank Richard Wilson for directing this great production, as well as all of our camera people, audio, lighting, and all the rest who made this possible for you. Thank you very much. We hope you all have a very safe and happy summer. And let's not forget why we're here today, which is to honor the veterans of our great American service organizations, all branches of the military, past and present, We thank them for making this country what it is today. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you down the road next year for the Royal Oak Memorial Day Parade. So long.